Hey guys, so we are back with the blankets.
Yes.
Once again, y'all have the queens of herpes back in effect. Yes. I am Belize Spivey.
I'm Crystal Jordan.
And we are back, as y'all have seen on our last video of herpes, celibate, single, and dating. That was our first part. If you have not seen the first part, go back and watch it. We talked about celibacy, which we're going to talk about a little bit here, but we're also going to talk about the part of dating with it. And just being single, dealing with herpes and having celibacy. I'm telling you, it's a double whammy. I'm not going to lie. It's a double whammy, and most people are going to look at you like, how you think you're going to have that? And
right, it's like you demanded a lot. Now, for me, it's like a triple threat. Because I also have narcoleptic.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I have herpes. Oh, by the way, we can't have sex. And I'm going to fall asleep on you.
A lot.
Can you handle this? And they're like,
you too much. You're a liability.
Feed it to them slowly.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult on that, and a lot of guys just not ready for it. Okay, as y'all seen, if you watch my last video, she asked me if I ever had to tell somebody. She said, "What's the hardest thing to do? Is tell somebody you have herpes or tell them you're celibate?" For me, I would say it'll be celibacy all day, because at the end of the day, this is what I do for a living. So with that being said, you walk into my life, that's what you see. So it's like, this is who I am. I'm not hiding this part of me. So this is not my shame here.
Yeah.
So what you are scared to talk about, a new shame, is that, oh my God, I'm not doing it.
So I'm actually really excited about this video, because now I get to share stuff with you.
Right. So that was my biggest thing, because I was like, well, I tried that so many times. It didn't work for me. Just to give y'all a little history with my last marriage. When I was married, we was not celibate at all.
Getting it.
Okay, we were getting it from the beginning. Okay, now we stopped. We didn't do anything for the first 2 months, whatever. We didn't even kiss each other in the beginning. No, lie. 2 weeks. You know, when
we try to stretch it. Truth comes out.
Okay, I thought it was that long, but no, transparency. But it was like 2 weeks. I was like, I'm not kissing him. I'm not doing anything, because I know I wanted to tell him that I had herpes before I was physical at all. So that's why y'all hear me all to say, make sure you share that information before you even kiss me, because at the end of the day, they don't understand herpes. They assume typically, oh, you have it on your mouth. You know, some people know that part, so they only know about that one. Or it's genital, or they think it's genital is all over your body and you can affect the person.
Like a walking infection.
Yeah. So with that being said, to solve the problem before you don't even have to worry about that, go ahead and just don't do anything physical at all. And I ain't talking about holding hands. I ain't talking about that deep. But I'm just talking about kissing somebody or any sexual contact before you disclose, and they will respect that, because they be like, well, I ain't did nothing with her. Honestly, I can walk away.
Wait, I'm from a different perspective. I'm with the whole no holding hands thing.
Yeah.
Like, don't even get comfortable being in my space like that
without
knowing these things about me. Go ahead. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I tell people that the first day I met them, and I know I'm not telling y'all to be like, hi, my name is so and so, I have herpes, or hi, my name is so and so, we can't have sex, I'm celibate. But these people out. Quickly.
And it's going to get, I'm not going to lie.
There's people who are going to try to hang, like, you're going to have a couple stragglers in there.
Because they're going to try to try you. You're a test.
I'm about to say, yeah. They'll do, like, especially with celibacy. Oh, girl.
Oh, your test is coming.
Let me just spit some knowledge on you real quick. So you know for the next time, the first time you disclose to somebody about celibacy, specifically celibacy, herpes people are a little more in about. Celibacy, this is what they do. A lot of times, I'll tell a guy that I'm celibate. For the most part, my first reaction is, oh, okay, no problem. They're cool with it.
He said, I hear it. And this is what guys say, I hear this all the time.
These are the questions that, right. They're like, oh, but that's partially our issue, and I'll tell y'all why. Mm-hmm. But these are the questions that follow it. A little bit later, I'll be like, they start coming up with scenarios. So, what if you've been with somebody for like 2 years? No. Okay, well, what if y'all been together for like 5 years? Hey, no. Hey, I'm not going to stay with you for 5 years. There's no marriage involved.
Right. We should be married.
We should be married.
And if we're not married, it's because it was agreed upon.
It was agreed upon, and we should be on our way towards it.
And we're engaged.
Right. There has to be purpose here. I don't do the whole dating for fun thing.
Other thing, can we have sex when we're engaged?
Yeah. The other question is, okay, so if I propose and we got engaged? No. Okay, what about the week before the wedding? No.
Absolutely not now. You really out the game.
No, like, when I say until marriage, like, until we stand before God and whoever else we decide to stand before, and say I do, and there are some papers, like legal documents signed.
So basically, when you sign your papers that week, then you're legal, so you can do it then.
I was about to say, so technically, like, if we get married on paper.
Yeah, that week.
First of all, y'all, this is not an idea. Just throw my disclaimer out there. That does not mean you go write it down on paper.
I'm talking about legal.
But like, no, I'm saying don't go legally get married. Just so you can get some and don't.
Oh, that marriage is not gonna work.
When I tell you, I met people who say that. Like, please don't.
They're not gonna do that because now you are bound into it, and you cannot. And I'm gonna be honest, you cannot divorce nobody in the same year.
Okay,
if you do, it's depending on your state.
So most people don't know this. In most states, you know how it takes 6 months to annul a marriage. Like, you have a 6 month period. If you consummate that marriage, you can't annul it. It has to be divorced.
You gotta know your laws in your state.
Yeah, so in most states, once you consummate your marriage, you no longer qualify for an annulment. And I mean, how would they know that unless you told them? But if you
they know you did.
If you consummate your marriage, it no longer qualifies for an annulment. You have to get a divorce.
Yeah, and that takes a minute because depending if you just got married that year, they tell you to go get counseling for a year, into a whole year.
Let's be real, y'all. 15 minutes of pleasure is not worth all the legwork, like all the paperwork.
Guys, oh my God, y'all don't know what I went through to get my divorce.
Not that deep. Just chill.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't pay for my divorce because based off my income, my husband was the main source of income in our home, so I didn't have to pay for my divorce, but I had to get a lot of notary. That junk added up very fast and a lot of gas traveling back and forth and trying to get all this situation and trying to hunt him down and all that stuff like that. Try to get it done.
It's just not worth it.
I end up getting, as y'all know, we separated in May, so it's been a whole year that we were separated. So I left him in May, and then I didn't get the divorce final until December. It could have been faster than that because it was just the fact of I had to go through I'm mad at you and I don't want to do anything. Okay, so you go through that, I don't want to do it, I want to see where he is, angry with you, don't want to sign the papers, or don't want to cooperate with you for a while. I didn't get cooperation until August. Like, literally, full cooperation until August.
Right.
And by then, I was already like, I'm serious, these papers are coming for your behind, okay? And by then, he had a lot of health issues with family and things like that, and it was like freaking... It got delayed because of that, because he was doing a lot of travel with family and stuff like that. But by then, he was just like, you know what? I got so much going on in my life. If you want out. Okay? But then even when we got into the courtroom and we had to go back and forth about child support, we had a whole nother conniption then. I was like, oh my God, this is just too much, type thing. So he was once again mad that we were just at that point. And then we finally got divorced in December 7th. Oh, 7 completion. Okay, but at the end of the day, y'all, I started this business 7 years after I found out I even had herpes. So 7 is a big number for me. So with that being said, guys, I don't want y'all to just get married just for sex, guys. At the end of the day, it's just not worth it. Me and him got into a relationship. Our relationship was based off sex. And then we ended up getting into our marriage and really wasn't having it because clearly communication sucked. We were able to talk, but the way I talked to you guys, you would think like, oh my God, her communication is great in her marriage. Lies. Because at the end of the day, that's not what our relationship was based off of. And that's why you just got to leave it out. Leave it out. I'm telling you, you will find out. You will see the red flags. Your emotions wouldn't be attached, things like that. And I mean, even for the young lady who was just like, I just don't want to do this. And this is not a force. And just say, you know what? I don't want to do that. That's fine. But I will tell you, wait. I'm telling you, you will see real fast, quickly. So just like Crystal said, it's kind of difficult. So y'all know
it's a process.
Yeah, it is. Like I started talking to a guy, and I'm like, "Wait, she wasn't married, divorced yet?" No, I was not, but I was dating. I was talking to somebody. Okay, so at the end of the day, I ended up getting on my. I separated, and I met a guy. I was doing Uber, so I met him. I didn't start talking to him. Met him in May, but didn't start talking to him in July. Me and him talk. We didn't see each other a lot at all. Okay, this is not a person I've seen on a regular basis. We really just talk on the phone all the time. So we was talking. He already knew I was up front. I'm in the middle of separation. No, we're not having sex. No, I don't live there. No, all these things. And a lot of people are like, well, I wouldn't talk to somebody who in a separation. My whole thing is that's up to you. Okay, this is up to you, and you got to feel if that person, to be honest. I was up front from the jump. I didn't lie. I didn't make him feel some type of way. I knew for a fact I wasn't going to try to work it out. And I told myself if I was going to work it out, that I was going to let him know right up front. Okay? That was just me.
You also told him that you weren't ready to date.
Yeah, I told him I wasn't ready to date.
So
We were
really,
just
it was a friendship.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I'm not ready to do all that. I'm not out of that. And I said, it's wrong for me to ask you to be committed to me in a commitment.
And you didn't want to be committed.
And I didn't want to be committed at that moment. So I was like, at the end of the day, you're a great friend. He was just somebody who, and I'm not going to lie, he helped me move through the process because he asked me questions and all those things like that. Yeah, I told him, we're friends to the end. We didn't even make it to the end because he gone. But at the end, bye. Love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye-bye.
Junior, y'all.
What you doing? Yeah.
Grandma saved him.
Ooh, Grandma saved him.
Y'all gonna see the whole corner finger in a minute. Okay. But at the end of the day, like, we didn't even kiss each other until October. Like, at all. We didn't kiss each other. We had seen each other multiple times. I think we went out three or four dates by then. I stopped talking to him multiple times. No lie. I was like, this is too much. You're not my husband. I can't expect anything from you. Type situation. But we kissed. We ended up having sexual intercourse one time. That first time, it was just like, why am I doing this? It was just off. Okay, it was off. After that, I was divorced. The second time, I was divorced then. It just still didn't feel right. And then we tried it again. I was like, you know what? By the second time, I told him, I was like, before we got to the second time, I was like, you know what? I think I want to be celibate. How do you feel about that? He was like, it's whatever you want. He's like, I respect you. It's whatever you want to do. He said, you know, I never was heavy on the sex thing anyway. It's if you want to do it, I'm down for it. And I'm being honest. He was just never was on it. We went and we was relaxing together. We sat and talked until about 4 o'clock in the morning. Before anything even went down. We just had that type of relationship where communication was just like great. We was able to talk about anything. So it was something that he wasn't even expecting it. It was so funny because I told Crystal and she was like, it's your fault. That man was not trying to
tell the whole truth and that's what the truth. It was your fault.
When you haven't had anything in a long time, it's really difficult.
The man was attacked, y'all.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do. He was kind of stunned. He wasn't ready. He had no protection. He had no nothing. He was not ready at all. Okay, so I was like, yep, this is not going to happen.
That's a red flag in itself. But
that let me know that he's not even doing anything.
Yeah.
He didn't have any intention to do anything. So if a guy, I don't think there's nothing wrong with having a condom in your pocket. You need to always have protection, women included. Especially if you decide that's what you want to do. If you're involved, you want to have something because some people just act like they don't have none, so they don't have to use it. They'll use the lie of, I don't want to use protection, I'm allergic. Well, if you're allergic, you know what you're allergic to, so you need to find something that you're not allergic to.
It's alternatives out here, y'all.
Okay, pull-out game is not an alternative. It don't work, okay? That won't keep you from NSTD. So, with that being said, don't do that, y'all. Please. It don't work like that. But at the end of the day, it just didn't work. I was like, but he was very fine with it. He was fine with the herpes thing. He was scared. He was scared.
If I say fine, I wouldn't say fine.
No, he was fine with it. He was just scared. He was like, I'm willing to do it with you, but I'm scared. And I respected that. And that's why I tell y'all sometimes, like, if you think that person, like, I'm good and don't be scared, you a fool. Like, I love you dearly. We scared.
I knew. And I was scared.
Yeah, scared is fine.
I was scared and didn't care, but terrified at the same time.
And that's how he was. Because we had already been involved at that moment, and he just like, it didn't bother him then, but he was just like, I'm still scared because I know stuff about it. He was the type of person I knew somebody who had it and I talked about him type thing, so it made you feel some and it made you feel some type of way because like, dang, I did talk about somebody and now I like somebody who had it, and at that she's out with it. Okay, and she's out with it. So my whole thing is when he finally seen that I was out with it, he was like, she is real, because he had never been on my social media. We met each other in person. It's not. I don't meet people on social media. I meet people in person. So with that being said, when he seen it, he was like, she is for real. And I said, how did that make you feel? And he was like, my whole thing is, I'm with you. You know, I can hear in his voice that he was nervous. He was shaky because at the end of the day, you got friends and things like that. But at the end of the day, he made a decision, and I respected it. I could hear it in his voice. I said, if you don't want this, I'm fine. I'm fine, but I'm great. He didn't want to walk away. From me at that moment. So with that being said, he was still trying to work through his own fear. And at that, while we're talking about it, you got to let them work through their own fear. You got to let them process like you found out. Let them process it. If they're still there, still let them process it. Now, if they don't go 3, 4, 5, 6 months out and they still kind of just like,
let it go.
Just
let it go, baby,
walk away
walk.
Because at the end of the day,
they're gonna stress you out.
Yeah, you're gonna be scared every time y'all do something.
They're gonna drag you back into fears that you already gotten over.
Yep.
Or fears that you're trying to get over. You
don't want to be in a relationship.
And that doesn't just come with dating relationships, y'all. That comes with friendships. That comes with family. I can definitely speak from that end of when I tell people who are close to me about my herpes. And I do understand, especially okay, perfect example, my family.
Mm-hmm.
I was over it by the time I finally told them. I didn't.
I was over with
tell anybody in my family. And I don't know. I was really weird when it came to it. I had mixed emotions. But my sister was the only one who actually knew up front. And then my best friend. But the rest of my family, and I have a very close family, I didn't tell anybody until I was over it to the point where I didn't tell them until I was going to your book signing to speak on having herpes for the first time. That was the reason I told them, okay, maybe I should say something because I'm kind of about to tell everybody. So,
and I never published that. That never even got out.
Right. I was I didn't want them to find out on social media. And I knew you weren't going to publish it, but my thing was I didn't know. I knew I couldn't control anybody else's phone in that room. And everybody was very respectful.
Yeah, everybody respected everybody's
privacy. So nobody posted anything, and I do thank you guys for that. But I went into it with the mindset of
this could
be aired, and if they're going to hear it, they have to hear it from me. I didn't want them to be blindsided because we're very close. Mm-hmm. And so when I did that, of course, and I do understand, when you tell people who are close to you, especially those who you're very close to, like your family and your friends, they naturally gonna have concerns. Because they care about you. 99% of the time, they completely freak out. Like my dad totally lost it. But and then if they're not educated about it,
that more fear.
Adds on to it because then you have them feeling some type of way because it's you, and then their fear because they don't really know anything about it, and then their fear because of the stigma attached to it. Mm-hmm. And so all that going on with them, if you're not over it and secure in yourself in it, even when you are, if you allow it to go on too long and you don't separate yourself from it, you can get dragged.
You just found out all over.
It'll be and for me, it was starting over.
She started
and over. Yeah, it actually shut me down. I was supposed to be coming out and, actually doing what I do now.
She was in coaching at that time.
I was in coaching at the time, yeah. But I was, at that time, I was please, I'm ready to tell the world.
And she got punched in the face. She got KO'd.
And I'm sitting here going, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
I said, okay. I said, did you tell your family yet?
And then it was
oh, they beat the brakes off her. I'm lying.
And it was intentional. They loved me. But.
You knocked her down.
I didn't realize how secure I wasn't in it until, because for me, it was easy to tell people I didn't know. What you gonna say? You don't know me. Mm-hmm. But the people that I cared about,
who see you all the time and not going anywhere,
I was concerned about how they felt, what they thought, how they felt, and what they think of me. And even though I know that they love me and their thought about me wasn't going to change, all of their fears surfacing. If I allowed it to drag me back into this place of almost starting over, I was just oh well, maybe she's right. Maybe that will be a problem with me having kids. And for the biggest thing for me was their fears about me telling the world. That was the biggest thing. Because they were well, that's where the stigma comes in. So it's just well, what about you dating? And what about you having children and work? Things like that.
I hear that with people all the time. And, will your job be affected?
Will your job be affected if people know that you have herpes? How are you going to be able to date and live a normal life and have a husband if everybody knows that? And are you going to be able to have children? Are you ever going to, things like that I was already over. Mm-hmm. Started all over again. And it took me to wake up and be wait a minute. I got over this 3 months ago. I'm tripping. So be careful with that. I'm not saying don't tell people, but you have to know when to say, hey, this is what's going on. If you want to know any information, either you can educate them on it or give them the resources.
Yeah, I say
I'm
give
good
them
for giving you a list.
I say give them resources. Don't even try to answer their questions
because their questions
it
intertwine with your personal.
Yeah, it intertwines with your emotions and how they're saying it and why they're asking, and you're gonna get really, really irritated because they're asking you stuff and you feeling attacked.
Yeah, so I would say, give them a resource
and let them read it.
Let them read. Let them
read
watch a video.
Yeah.
Make sure that the resource is a good resource. Don't give them somebody who's going to feed the stigma, obviously. And then if you feel comfortable after that, then have a conversation.
Yeah.
But
you don't have to have a conversation if you're confident or not, especially when it's family. It just don't go away.
The conversation doesn't. The conversation don't have to be had.
It don't, but it just depends on your.
It depends on your relationship
with your family.
But it is also perfectly okay to be like, it's none of your business.
It's like it's nothing else we need to talk about. I'm fine.
I'm good.
Don't worry about me.
But you don't have to tell people. And I'm also a big believer. You don't have to tell everybody. We're not saying that you have to make a grand announcement to your whole family if you don't want to.
Especially if you know what type of family you have. Don't set yourself up.
The people who are around you. Do not set yourself up to be disappointed, offended, hurt, or anything like that. If you know the people around you
or any revenge, some people are out to get you.
If you know the people who are around you are negative or spiteful or gossipers or anything like that,
envious,
don't do it. Or just have an all-around problem with keeping their mouth shut,
don't tell them.
Probably not somebody you want to tell. If they're not going to be supportive about it, then it's kind of a waste of time. It is a waste of time.
No, you got to look at people's character for 100%.
The people that you should tell, the people that you're venting to and talking to about it, should be people who you know are going to support you.
Mm-hmm. Which sometimes you don't know that until you do it.
Unfortunately.
Sadly to say. But
back to where we were supposed to be.
Yeah, that was kind of like a tidbit. That was just really a reminder because y'all have heard me say it. If you watching Crystal's videos as well, she have said the same thing. This is just something we want to continue to remind y'all about because y'all think you have to tell everybody. You don't have to tell your whole family. I don't want you to. If you don't want to, I support you 100%. But if you feel like you want to, be ready for the frustration that comes with it.
Oh, so that's how I went from celibacy too, though. You ain't got to tell everybody. So just like we got slack from telling people that we have herpes, I got so much about celibacy. And it sounds really negative.
It was like, oh my God, why you won't test drive it?
You would be surprised at the things that people say. And I'd be looking at them like, who are you? People are like, you're going to do what? Oh, I can never do that. Well, I didn't really ask you.
I didn't ask you to do it with me. I really didn't. I didn't ask for your support.
It's like people will get offended. They get convicted. They get convicted themselves.
Have y'all noticed? Y'all don't know this. This is the first time y'all ever heard me say this.
What?
I never told them I was celibate.
No. What's really anybody's business?
No, I did it because I wanted to do it. And I think that sometimes we got to start doing stuff because we want to, not because we need to broadcast everything we do. The only person who needs to know is the person that you're deciding that you want to be in a relationship with. Yeah, it's great to have somebody who you have support with, having a group of women or even a co-ed group full of people who understand what you're going to. But it's not something you have to broadcast to the world because you're going to get a stick up your butt about what you're doing. Because people think in the world we live in, it's everything sexual. You should be doing it, why you should be doing it. You need to test drive the car because the car may be broke down. I'm sorry. You will marry the car and the car break down. Okay?
So let's just talk about this god-awful analogy of test driving the car. Or before you get, everyone's like, you wouldn't buy a car here without test driving it. Lies. Because there are certain cars that there do not exist. Test drives don't exist. You cannot go buy a Rolls Royce and test drive it unless it is used because
your thing are built for you.
When was the last time you drove down the street and saw a Rolls Royce lot? Like you see Toyota, Honda, whatever. They don't exist because they know the quality of their cars. They don't require test drives. And they're custom made.
Everything. Bentley too.
You go in there and you be like, I want that color, this type of fabric, this type of tire.
And it's even hard to find a store. Truth be told, sometimes you have to call and make an appointment to find out even where it's at. Because you go to the address.
And about that last place, you have to fly somewhere to get to it.
Yeah. Because it's not a place that you're going to just find it's not in every state.
It's not like going to the mall. Like it's not like just like, okay, you know that when you walk in the mall, there's always going to be department stores. Mm-hmm. You got your main Macy's,
JCPenney, Dillard's, Kohl's, all of that.
No matter what mall you go to, that is standard, at least one of those stores is going to be in there. If not, it's not a mall.
No, it's falling apart. It's dying.
That mall is going out of business. Once they snatch those department stores out of the mall,
ain't no money
anymore because all the other stores leave. They're like, whoa, they ain't in here.
We don't have no value.
We have no value. So same thing. It's not like walking into a mall and saying, "Oh, I'm in those stores." Even with those stores having value for the mall, you can try their clothes on. There are certain places or certain clothing lines and designers, you can't try that stuff on. You just order.
You gotta know your size.
You better know your size. Because if it don't fit, there are no returns and no exchanges, baby.
No store credit either.
No store credit. Same thing.
So my whole thing is, how do you value yourself? My whole thing is, I am a strong believer that for us, for example, me and Crystal went to go look at houses that was over $300,000 and up. They told us you need to have your realtor say that you're approved before you can come see it. Like, you need to be approved before you walk into this door.
I want to schedule an appointment to come view this house. She said, "Do you have an approval letter?"
Oh, yeah, you had already be approved for. That means you should have already went through the process to say that you could afford it.
And then, even if you say yes, so like say I lie and say, "Yep, I got the approval letter." The lady said, "She's still coming. Send you the email address. Here's the email address. I need you to send me the approval letter."
Yeah, or get your realtor to call me.
Please contact me.
Mm-hmm. So my whole thing, that's the same for us. Like, at the end of the day, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. You got to have
credentials to get up.
Sex is so easy to learn how to do. I mean, it ain't something that is just so complex. You can teach. You can go to classes. You can do all of that other stuff. Like, it's not something that is just, like, that complex. But another thing is, it's not something that's the same for everybody.
It's not.
What she likes is not what I like. What your partner likes is not what they like. So you honestly, and this is something people fail to realize, people do not communicate what they want out of sex. So you having sex with somebody, they're like, I don't even like it like that. Or you'll, quote unquote, if you ever been in a relationship and somebody you've been with, and I know any woman or guy, and he cheated or she cheated, and you like,
you just don't different. Where you learn that at?
You knew. That's new. Uh-huh. You don't even like it like that.
Wait a minute. You ain't the adventurous type. Where you learn
that. Where you learn that at. Okay? So my whole thing is, sex is based off person to person. It's not based off of, oh, we go in here and it's all the same like a Honda. Every Honda you go in, it all typically have the same thing. It's probably a different color. You may get a better navigation or a push start. Well, but truth be told, it ain't much different from the car.
Well, for me, a lot of people be like, well, how do you know you're sexually compatible? That's bull. That doesn't exist. I'm sorry. Are you driver compatible with the car? Like, is there a car that you just can't drive because you're not compatible?
Other than a stick shift or...
No, because I can learn how to drive a stick. I'm still compatible. Somebody can teach me how to do that.
Everything's a learned behavior.
Everything's a learned behavior. Not only that, is are you willing to learn? So, for me, in a marriage, first of all, God is the author of sex. And he knows his children. So from what I find comfort in is, my daddy knew I was a freak before I did. And I know people are like, oh my gosh.
He made you.
He knew I was nasty. So he ain't going to hand me somebody who can't handle that.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to pull things out of your mate. But that's where communication comes in.
That's where communication comes in. But
people don't talk about
it. When people get into celibacy, I'm like, how could you dedicate your life to somebody and spend your life with somebody without having sex with them? I think one of the great things about celibacy and not having sex with somebody before marriage is it opens, they always say leave things to the imagination. That's a whole, it's like exploring rooms in a house. Like, think about running through a castle and there's like 200 rooms, right? And so... you're in this castle and you're just kind of going, you're not going to see all 200 rooms in one day.
Mm-mm.
You would lose your mind. And if you did, you wouldn't actually be able to get the full effect of each room.
No, because some rooms you're going to fall more in love with and want to stay in that room for a longer period of time.
And each room is full of stuff. How are you going to know what's in all those rooms if you don't take your time and go through each one? So I feel like sex is a room. A multitude of them. Sex is like, you know how people have like a whole house in their basement? So sex is like the relationship is like the house. And then you get in the basement and you're like, whoa. It's a lot of stuff down here.
Yeah.
Like, that I feel like that is, like, the big surprise. Like, ultimate wedding gift, A. And then, that's another thing we should talk about. How do you feel about not kissing anybody? until you get married.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. So we're gonna talk about that one in the next one as well, guys. As y'all can see, this is a series.
We didn't know this was gonna be a series, y'all.
So this is a series.
It's happening.
So with that being said, we just talked about another little piece. So coming back, we're gonna talk about more about waiting to kiss, but also how to go about dating now, how to do this thing.
How do you do it?
So talk to you guys soon. Look out for our next videos. If you haven't seen the last ones, jump back and watch the last two videos. Well, the last video. Talk to you soon.
Oh, and wait, we didn't even tell them where to find videos at. If you tell them to go watch videos, we didn't tell them.
You're on YouTube. You know where to find videos.
That's true. Y'all know how to find us. Bye.
You click the link.
Click. You know our names.